Yo, what's going on? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make bosses natively spawn on your Ark PS4 server, so stay tuned.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long.
If you want to get your Ark PS4 server set up in minutes instead of messing around in the nitrado expert settings for hours, then go to arkps4servers.com/settings. Here you'll find downloadable settings codes that you can easily copy and paste to the expert mode settings of your nitrado server and get your server set up ASAP. And if you want to get more players on your server and grow your community, then you can add your server to the site by going to arkps4servers.com and grow your community today. Yo, what's going on? I'm Jay Cartere from arkps4servers.com, teaching you how to be better. And I received a comment a while ago of someone asking me to make a video on this. Let's see if we can bring that comment up. This gentleman says, awesome, another awesome video, thanks bro, keep up the great work. Just a question, do you know how to edit the ini file to add the broodmother to spawn in the swamp and the megapithecus to Monster Island on the Ragnarok map for PS4? I've only been able to get the gamma broodmother to appear so far. So first of all, before we get into it, I just want to let you know that if you wanted to, you can hire me to actually create a spawn code for you. Just go to arkps4servers.com and go to the contact link in the menu. Now, I will actually be showing you how to do this yourself, so don't worry about that. I'm just letting you know if you see that it's a bit complicated and maybe it's too hard for you, or you just can't be bothered, you'd rather hire someone else to do it, I can complete that for you. The first big thing that I want to let you know is that you can only make bosses that are native to that map spawn on that map. What I mean by this is you cannot get the broodmother to spawn on Ragnarok, and you cannot get the megapithecus to spawn on Ragnarok. However, you can get the manticore to spawn on Ragnarok and the dragon, and I've actually done that. I've had the dragon spawn on Ragnarok. I haven't tested the manticores yet, but I will be doing that when I create my codes. And this gentleman was able to get the gamma broodmother to spawn on Ragnarok. I believe you can get the gamma broodmother to spawn on Ragnarok, but pretty much everything else that's not native to Ragnarok, you cannot do that. So keep that in mind. For any map that you want to spawn bosses on, the bosses must be native to that map. You must be able to use that map to then go and fight bosses on that map, okay? So now we've got that out of the way, let me actually show you the code. It's basically the same as my code where I showed you how to spawn aberration dinos on your map. So let's go to my server and I'll show you the code here. So here we have the code. You want to start off with config add npc spawn entries container equals open brackets npc spawn entries container class string equals open quotation marks dino spawn entry. Well, this will be the dino spawn basically in the quotation marks. So where you'll find these dino spawns is, I'll leave a link in the description where you can find all the spawn entry class names. Now these are different across the maps, but some of them are the same. For example, dino spawn entries beach works on the island and Ragnarok, and I think it also works on the center as well because they all have beaches. But different maps have different types of places, so you really want to use this if you want to find out where you want these dinos to spawn, and you can do a little bit more research to see where these actual places actually are. After that, after these quotation marks, well, you put in the dino spawn that you want, and then you end the quotation marks, then there's a comma, then you have npc spawn entries equals double bracket open and entry name equals, and then you have a quotation marks, and you can basically write whatever you want here. It really doesn't matter. This is just the name of the entry name that you're creating right about now, and that doesn't show up anywhere in game or anything like that, so you don't need to worry about that. Then we close quotation marks, comma, entry weight equals, now entry weight is really important. Your entry weight basically determines how often these dinos will spawn. So if you have an entry weight of 100, they're going to spawn quite a lot compared to the other dinos, because this is just going to over spawn every dino that's there. I use 100 when I'm testing to see if these codes work, and I usually use the beach because it's an easy place to see if everything's working. But I would suggest something like 0.01 or 0.02, depending on how often you want to see these dinos spawn. It will basically depend on what you want, but I would have it way lower than this, way lower than this, way lower than 1. 1 is basically 100%, so you don't need to put anything above 1 here. I just, boosted it to high heaven to see if that would work anyways, and it did. So you want this basically less than 1. Think of 1 as 100% of all dinos that are spawning in the area, and then you want your dino or the boss dino to have a percentage of the spawn weight, basically. So 100% is the spawn weight. Everything added together, assume everything added together equals 100%. What piece of that pie do you want this dino, this boss, to have when it comes to the spawn? That's how you want to deal with that. Then we got a comma. Then we got NPCs to spawn strings equals open brackets, open quotes, and then we've got the spawn code for the boss that we want to spawn. This is the dragon spawn code. I'll also have a link in the description below so you can see all the bosses spawn code. It will link you to this page, and then to actually get to the spawn code, you just click on one of these and it will take you to the page for the actual boss, and then you can come down here, expand the spawn command, and you'll find the spawn codes here. So this is the spawn code that we use: dragon _ character BP boss hard _ Ragnarok _C. So you can also find them on these creature IDs page, but it's just a bit longer to find them here. So I suggest you go through the bosses page that I'm going to link in the description. So after you've got the spawn code, you end that with a quotation mark. Then you've got 3 brackets. Then you put another comma. Then you have NPC spawn limits equals open brackets twice, NPC class string equals open quotation marks. You put the same spawn code again for the same boss. Then you've got closing quotation marks, comma, max percentage of desired numbers to allow, or desired num to allow. Make sure you're actually using what's on screen, not particularly what I'm saying, because if I say it wrong, then you're going to get it wrong. Watch what's on screen. Write this code exactly right. And basically equals then 1. This basically caps how many of the dinos can spawn. So if you have this set to 1, then it means 100%. So this dino can spawn to 100% of the area that it's in. So it can basically have all of the boss can basically spawn and take over all the other spawn commands of that area. So it can outspawn everything. So the bosses can become 100% of that spawn area. And you generally don't want that. You generally don't want that. So you probably limit this to something like 0.05% or 0.5%, or, whatever you feel comfortable with. Actually, 0.5 would be half. So that's probably not great. You probably want 0.01 if it's a boss, because that makes more sense. You don't want it to be 100% of the spawns in that area. And then we close off the brackets with 3 brackets, and that's done. That is the spawn code. I will leave this specific spawn code in the description just to make it easier for you to use it and enter, what you need and take out what's already there, so that you can use that more conveniently. But if you're having a lot of trouble with setting up these codes yourself and you'd prefer to hire me to do it for you, then you can contact me using the contact form on the Ark PS4 servers.com site, or you can contact me on any of my social media. It's all at Jay Cartere. Links will be in the description below. But I hope this video has helped you out. If you got any questions or any other tutorials you'd like me to make, please leave a comment down below. I only use my DMs for business purposes, so do not contact me through social media asking me for free help. That is not the place to get to me. I will ignore your messages because I simply do not have the time. If you want to ask a simple question that I'll be able to answer without looking at your server or anything like that, then you can just leave a comment down below like I tell you to do on pretty much any of these videos, and I'll try to get back to you when I have time. So yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching and liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next Ark PS4 server tutorial. Peace out. If you want to rent your own Ark PS4 server, I recommend renting one from Nitrado. Go to jaycartere.com/nitrado and use the coupon code JayCartere for 10% off. Now, if you go through that link, it does help out the channel, so please definitely do that. I use Nitrado servers for hosting my servers, and it's also the official provider of Ark PS4 servers. So definitely go to jaycartere.com/Nitrado and use code JayCartere to get 10% off your Ark PS4 server.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you.